Thank you for joining us for this presentation with Raj Lakshmi Chauhan, Assistant Professor at Indian Institute of Technology, Jodhpur. She'll be speaking about emerging teaching learning pedagogies for engineering education, drawing on her experience at the Institute. This is a great look into technology-enhanced learning, blended learning, and emerging research areas. Do feel free to ask questions using the live discussion box. Now, enjoy the session.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining my session. My name is Rajlakshmi Chauhan, and I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering at IIT Jodhpur. And I'm very happy to be a part of EduTech India 2021 and share some thoughts in the context of higher education, specifically blended and immersive learning for engineering students, something we have been experimenting with at IIT Jodhpur for the past couple of years. As Damien Barr tweeted last year, we are all not in the same boat, we are all in the same storm. And while this quote has connotations at all levels of the society in the midst of this seemingly never-ending pandemic, it holds a lot of weight in the context of online education. And when we talk about ensuring quality engineering education, we cannot do so without acknowledging the challenges of geographical and socio-economic disparity of students scattered across such a vast country. And while students situated in economically sound backgrounds and urban or suburban areas have coped well due to their access to high speed internet and laptop, students in rural areas or remote locations continue to struggle with limited internet connectivity or bandwidth. Even those in urban areas with excellent coverage may not always be able to attend every single online class due to power outages or their data getting exhausted or some unforeseen local circumstances. Many students also feel disconnected and miss that in class personalized experience of listening to the instructor and studying from the handwritten board work. And for all the students who feel tired by the monotony of a Zoom screen, efficient use of education technology can help revitalize the joy of learning. And across the world, teachers have been developing innovative and creative ways of engaging their students. So the conventional one size fits all model will not work in the 21st century as we plan to prepare our students for jobs that don't even exist just yet, and especially after this life changing pandemic. And during the past year and a half of online classes, we all have understood that the traditional in person classroom model cannot simply be translated across a Zoom screen and still be expected to produce the same results. It is important, therefore, to remodel online education and bring in elements of blended learning and hybrid learning, immersive learning environments. And one such way to do that is through self paced blended learning. As many of you may be aware, blended learning is an approach to education that combines online educational materials with traditional place based classroom methods. And due to the pandemic, the traditional classroom interaction has now been replaced with online interactions like live classes as modes of synchronous learning, and electronic study material that can be provided to the student has taken the role of asynchronous learning. So together, asynchronous and synchronous learning form blended learning. So while the traditional classroom model is teacher centered, where the teacher plays the role of providing information, right? And then the students go back and do the assignments as homework. The flipped classroom, which is a type of blended learning model, is a learner centered model. So, a lot of literature has proven its effectiveness in higher education. So, in a flipped classroom, the students are provided study material in advance. They have to review that study material before coming to the class. And then the live sessions, the classroom interactions, are used for discussions, problem solving, tutorials, hands on exercises, or presentation by the students. And in the era of Education 4.0, attendance has gradually lost its importance. Early attendance was very important, right? Because it was the teacher who was providing information to the student. So it was important to know whether the student is present and is having access to that information or not. But today there is no dearth of information, be it online, from internet or other resources, right? So it's engagement that is crucial in today's education, specifically speaking in Education 4.0. And in order to bridge this great digital divide that exists among students, switching to a self-paced learning model, especially a flipped classroom model, helps students have that flexibility to continue learning at their own pace and convenience. So what are the elements of a typical flipped classroom? I'm sharing what I did as a part of my flipped classroom for first year engineering students last year. The first step is to create study material. This could be videos, PDFs, animations, demonstrations. Now, I prefer videos because videos in my own voice and my own board work would replicate the classroom experience. It would give students the satisfaction of listening to the familiar voice of the instructor, watch the instructor's board work just like they would do in a classroom. And it's also easier to track the access and engagement of a student with the video, which is not really possible with the PDF reading exercise. And today, creating videos is very easy with a digital whiteboard, a pen tablet, or using a presentation along with a screen recorder and a webcam and a microphone, as we are doing right now. And with basic video editing software like Camtasia, Adobe Premiere, or OpenShot, you should be able to clean up the video and make it into these compact, bite-sized learning modules. And there's really no need of any sophisticated recording setup. And I have made a short video on how to make video lectures at home on my YouTube channel. Please feel free to check that out. And we can also take this personalized learning to the next level by creating multilingual audio files for these videos, which you've already created, like multilingual transcripts and subtitle files. And there are about 5 to 10% students coming into the freshman year who are from vernacular mediums, and such content in the first year itself can help them transition well into using the international language. All right, so the next step is to convert this video into an interactive video assignment. So the idea is again to replicate how the students gather this information in the classroom. What happens in a classroom? You talk about a topic, you take a pause, and you shoot a question back to the students, right? And you understand based on the response whether they're getting it or not. Their eye contact also helps you understand which points to emphasize or which points to repeat. And since that is not really possible in an online setting, a very effective way is to interleave questions in the videos at strategic locations, simply to keep the student engaged with the content. So the platform I use for this is Edpuzzle. It allows us to upload our videos, interleave multiple choice questions or open-ended questions where we want them, and then assign it to the students via our learning management system, that's Google Classroom Education Suite. So here's an example. You can see the timestamps on which I've embedded questions. As the student moves ahead through the video, they come across the question, they get instant feedback to their response, and the students cannot skip questions, they cannot fast forward, cannot play the video in the background either. They can, however, go back and rewatch the past portions of the videos as many times as they want to. And the design of knowledge checks, these questions in these interactive videos, could be done through the Bloom's taxonomy, and the difficulty level of knowledge checks is very low, given that our objective is just to keep the learner engaged, right? It is not to check their performance. So more difficult questions, of course, can be given in assignments or quizzes and other formative or summative assessments. Here's an example. So you can see a list of all the video assignments and how many students actually turned in those assignments. Individually, you can scroll and see all students' scores. If we want to go ahead and look at individual students' performance, you can see what is the score they got, how much time they spent watching this video. One very interesting analytics that you get from Edpuzzle is also the number of times the student watched each section of the video, right? And these analytics can be pretty useful later on. All right, so the next step is to monitor this engagement, right? So for each video-based assignment, the instructor gets to know the students' responses, how many questions they got right, what percentage of the video did they really watch. In fact, even like I said, how many times a particular section of the video was rewatched. And these analytics come in handy later if we plan to devise, say, a machine learning based instructor assistance framework to identify high-risk students and their learning patterns, and then take corrective actions before it's too late. So the next step is live interaction. And there are so many tools available to make the live interactions lively and engaging. You could use feedback tools like Slido or Peer Deck along with your regular presentation. There's actually nothing like really writing on a whiteboard to get the attention of the student. You could use a digital pen tablet or a pen display for this. If you wish to do a live demonstration, you could simply use your mobile phone and the app called IP Webcam to integrate this smoothly with your live class. And we use these sessions for answering queries and doing tutorials or showing simulator demonstrations of the theory. And we also use gamified quizzes to make the interaction more lively and engaging for students with leaderboards and like team quests. So here's a short demo of that as well. And we understand that engineering education is incomplete without the necessary hands on design and development skills. And while the in person lab experience has to be deferred until physical visit to the lab is possible, it is the availability of online tinkering platforms, simulation software, and collaborative tools that allow students to work together on projects, concept development, prototyping, and brainstorming ideas. And these tools may, of course, be helpful for some courses, not all, but they are very, very helpful in view of distance learning. And as opposed to when the pandemic just started, where I simply uploaded my video as an unlisted YouTube video for students, there is no way to monitor engagement of the students with the material. But using Edpuzzle, the interactive video lecture, I was able to ensure that almost 98% of the students actually completed the video assignments and had access to these videos. And looking at the reception of this framework, overall, more than 90% of the students find flipped classroom very useful, these interactive video lectures. And those who didn't at first really just wanted more time to complete the assignments. There's, of course, a small fraction of students, about 5%, who have a personal preference of learning a topic for the first time directly in class, right? So that they can ask questions immediately, don't have to wait until the live interaction. But overall, this personalized flipped classroom model has been proven very effective and very well received by the freshman batch of engineering students at IIT Jodhpur. And today, there is a wide landscape of research areas open for those who are interested in experimenting with their classroom through a research informed pedagogical design. One may use gamification or game based learning targeting specific motivational drives. From behavioral studies to learning sciences and AI enabled systems with learning analytics, there are many, many research areas which you can actually venture into to make a difference in your classroom today. And just because learning is taking place in a mode which is physically distant, it doesn't have to be emotionally distant. And a solution in this direction is immersive learning. So, immersive learning is essentially using augmented reality and virtual reality. At IIT Jodhpur, we have taken a few steps in this direction. For new students who had never visited the campus in person, we created 3D walkthroughs of the basic laboratories that helped a great deal, creating a sense of belonging for these students while they really eagerly waited to return to campus. And in addition to the walkthroughs of the actual lab spaces, use of 3D platforms like Verbella and FrameVR has also made engagement far more immersive. So here's a short demo of Verbella. Hi everyone, I welcome you to the virtual discussion workspace for the course on Introduction to Electrical Engineering at IIT Jodhpur. This room is hosted on the Verbella Team Suite and allows us to have an immersive 3D interaction with the students. The classroom seating can be customized for lecture, group discussions, or simply breakout tables for two. And each screen can also be viewed in full screen at our convenience. So my students are here for trying this out, and it's so great to finally meet them and to see them meet each other. We head to another workspace where there are multiple screens, seating spaces, and small office spaces perfect for group discussions among the students. The students can also project their own desktop, web links, webcam, videos, or images onto these screens. This workspace also has a meeting room and a larger boardroom with multiple screens, perfect for large presentations. Smaller office spaces can also be converted into breakout rooms for private discussions, personal or group doubt sessions, or tutorials. So here's my virtual office that the students can visit anytime. Thank you for watching. This is a demo of FrameVR. This is a free platform, and so what we did was we took 360-degree photos of our department and just placed this template in that photosphere so that students looking out of the window feel like they're right in front of the department building. Students, of course, can have like small private spaces to discuss and collaborate on this platform. Here is a short demo of using augmented reality for a lab-based interaction using TeamViewer Pilot. So the student was located remotely and he joined this session on his phone using TeamViewer. And the student was asked questions which he answered verbally while also directing the procedure on the screen. So the video is made from the screen recorded by the student as viewed on his end. I am in the lab holding the phone, pointing them to various equipment and components, and all the markings that you see on the screen, these are made by the students remotely while explaining the procedure over a voice call, right? Also, e-learning authoring tools can also help enable the creation of VR-based assignments that simply teleport the student into virtual laboratories and exciting quests, right? And the use of haptics is also not too far in the future to recreate the actual human feedback in such VR interactions. And we're really looking forward to such a future of engineering and technology education. While all this is painstaking effort on the part of the teachers, I wish to congratulate all the teachers and educators out there for making it through this challenging time and evolving beyond their comfort zone and working so hard to adapt with this inescapable need. And we're really confident that innovative aspects of blended and hybrid learning integrated with immersive extended reality holds a great deal of promise of reimagining education and delivering that future-driven technology to the students. IIT Jodhpur has an upcoming education technology vertical that actively provides innovative solutions, services, and workshops for faculty training while also partaking in serious pedagogical research. We welcome collaboration and networking opportunities from you all. Thank you so much for hearing me out and for having me here. I'm here to answer any questions you may have. I hope you all have a great EduTech India conference ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajlakshmi. That was a wonderful look into the exciting future of teaching and learning. Do stay tuned, audience. We have more sessions coming up after this.